What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out one-man room clearing. Navy SEAL clears a room CQB tips. It just says tips 2023. This is by a channel I've never seen before, Frogman Tactical. Now, I have been looking at this channel. What it seems to be, I thought at first, let me just pull it up. I thought at first, tongue twister, that it was just one individual, but it looks like it's a company. This individual here is a former SEAL. His name is, I read it a second ago, Jason Pike. Please make sure you go over. There'll be a link in the description. Make sure you go over and give it a subscribe, okay? But it does look like he's got other individuals. Oh, no, that's also him. Never mind. It might be just him, but it looks like he has a company. He's got a whole store here. I was just looking through his store. He's got training, all sorts of stuff here. A little bit of a store here for people interested. Obviously, if you're in the US, this is something you want to be looking at. But it seems to be really diving deep into using his tactics on Civvy Street and helping people learn. But someone sent me this and said, "Hey, can you look over this and give us your opinion?" Right. Let me lay the foundation before we watch this video. First and foremost, this guy is a former Navy SEAL. So his SOPs, it's called Standard Operating Procedures, are going to be different to what it was for me when I was in the Royal Marines Commandos, right? Like, they're going to be completely different SOPs. Not completely different, actually. There'll be some similarities there. The other big thing is he's doing this as a one-man clearing exercise. Like, you don't want to be... No one wants to do a one-man clearing thing because you're so vulnerable as a sole individual. Now, a lot of people watching this channel will know that we've gone over room clearing stuff before, and we know the basics, right? Or I've explained the basics to you on the channel is, you know, first man takes the long wall, second man takes the short. All these basic stuff that we've gone over loads of times, all that gets thrown out the window. So all the stuff I learned in the Royal Marines, now I was in between 2008 2012, all the training we were doing post actually being in training, everything outside of training when we were at a unit, was all about prepping for Afghan. And so there was a lot of room clearing, a lot of tactics involved with that type of stuff. Now, between 2008 and 2012, well, let's say 2009, 2012, because I passed out of training in 2009. Between that massive span of time, there was already quite a lot of stuff that kept changing. And I don't mean that the basics stayed the same, right? But there was a lot of little parts, little moving parts that would change and adapt and evolve to make it more efficient. So between when I left 2012 and now end of 2024, nearly 2025, I could only imagine the amount that's changed in them tactics is quite substantial, right? And so my presumption is if you were a one-man clearing, my first thought would be, would you be just the point man and just take the long wall and sweep, but you would leave yourself so vulnerable? And then you've got, like, the other option, which is, like, the tilt and peak, which also kind of leaves you not so much vulnerable, but stops that momentum, right? But again, with being one man, you don't really need that momentum like you would if you had a whole, you know, fire squad behind you, fire team behind you of, like, 5, maybe even 10 people if your whole troop's there. So this is going to be super interesting. I'm not going to be critiquing this person because I can guarantee this guy knows way more than I do about room clearing, especially one-man room clearing. Again, he was a Navy SEAL. I was a Royal Marines Commandos. Completely different role. So this is going to be a very interesting video. Just make sure you go down, like his video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's crack on. Before I get started, I almost forgot. Check out Chug. If you want to support a small business here in the UK, these drinking vessels are absolutely fantastic. 10% off, link down below. Highly recommend it. Check these bad boys out. You can even get them customized with your initials. Amazing. Anyway, let's crack on. Okay, you see there? He's already going for, like, He's not hitting rooms, right? He's not running in and barging into rooms like you would if you had a few guys with you, right? So, like, if this was me here, I would instantly go down there towards that mirror. Second person would be right behind me, getting in behind the door. Do you know what I mean? Like, there would be a burst of energy and that momentum and that kind of fast pace is at your advantage. And again, he's going for the slower, cautioned approach, which makes sense because he's a one man. He's just a one man. I wonder if there's going to be talking in this or whether it's just going to be him doing it. Very cautious, checking.
Let me see your hands. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. All right, guys, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about a one-man room clearing as it pertains to a home defense situation. Before we get started, once again, ensure that you are using a training tool. Do not, for any reason, use a real gun, even if it's unloaded. Accidents do happen. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take that risk, okay? So in this...
All right, I just want to say, you know someone is a really, really good instructor when, even if it's a short video like this, for 3 minutes, 45 seconds, he addresses safety. Like, you got to address the safety straight away. Even if you're So this guy, my presumption is, even if he's training a bunch of Navy SEALs who are experienced, he would quickly go over certain safety SOPs. That's when that's a massive green flag. You know someone's already on point when it comes to instructing when they address safety first. And I know people get pissed off with safety first, blah, 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 but it's there for a reason. Good on him.
Situation, this door is off limits. This staircase is off limits. I know either this is the only direction I have to go, or I know the intruder is in this room 100%, okay? Back in the day, even with a one-man clearing, we would do a forced corner entry, meaning we would come in, go to the corner, and we'd start sweeping corner to corner. Still an effective measure, but we're exposing ourselves to more area at one time than we need to.
He literally just said what I was saying earlier. Like, you can use that momentum and just take the long wall as an individual, but your whole side is going to be vulnerable, and all it takes is for one person to be crouched behind the bed, see you come in, you're looking at the mirror, boom, done. Like, it's a split-second decision. And so, although, like he said, it's an effective way, especially if you've got that aggression behind you, you're leaving yourself very vulnerable, aren't you?
So it's best to leave that to a 2 to 4 man entry, okay?
Yeah, fair one.
So if you can look right here, I'm clearing about 10% of this room right now. And all I'm doing is I'm moving in this manner to clear little bit by little bit until I go corner to corner. Now, I still have obstructions in here. I have a dresser, I have the other side of the bed, and potentially something else at the moment, okay?
Super interesting. So he is going for the very cautioned approach. He's also addressing something that's really important when it comes to CQB, is anything you can't see, any space you can't see is a threat, right? So even when he was looking at the very start, when he's like, I can see like 10% of the room, there's a little bit of a corner there to his right. So like over here, I don't know if you can see me mouse, it might be a little bit too small for the screen. There could be someone hiding there. Now, if someone was hiding there, then I don't know, like that's probably like the worst place you could hide, really. But like behind the bed, in cupboards, under the bed, like there's behind curtains, all these different things that when your adrenaline's high, you can easily miss. Any space you can't see is a threat until it's cleared. 100%. It's going to be interesting to see once he's tilted round. This is some questions I have that I don't know. Once he started tilting around and he's kind of got a vague overlook of the room and he can't see anyone, but there are still threatened areas right behind the bed, under the bed, like I said. How does he take care of all them small spaces without leaving himself vulnerable? Which, in my opinion, it would be just, I don't know. It would just be whatever, when he starts stepping in the room. And again, do you really want to just step in the room because you're leaving yourself in that tunnel vision, right? If you leave yourself in a doorway, you are tunnel vision right there for anybody who wants to start shooting.
What you want to ensure that you're not doing here is getting sucked into this doorway to clear as much as you can over here, because now I'm exposed over here.
Yeah.
This is not cover. It will not protect you. This is classified as concealment. So we're using it to enhance our element of surprise. If I overexpose myself, they have a gun, they start shooting, you are going to take rounds if you're lined up, okay?
Yeah.
In that line of fire, okay?
Yeah, especially in some of these houses that are just made of wood and plaster, right? Like the rounds are just going to go straight through it. So yeah, he's right there. I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you.
So clear as much as you can. Don't over penetrate. Now, once I clear from corner to corner, I still don't want to push forward because now I'm exposed to 10 to 15% of this area over here that I haven't cleared yet.
That's exactly the part that I was saying, like, what do you do there? This is going to be really interesting because, again, I never did one-man CQB in the Royal Marines. It was always with my team, right? Like, it was very rare that we even had to think about that type of thing. The minimum was 2 people. So this part in particular is going to be very interesting.
So I'm back out of this door frame, cleared. Now I'm going to get my sights about 6 inches off this door jamb, and I'm going to clear to this corner.
Okay, so I think what he's doing there is he's addressing the threat that is most appropriate for the time that he's doing it, right? So obviously someone could be sat behind the bed right now here, but he's been staring at that bed for a hot minute. And so for him to get into that room, he's got to clear this first. So it's like a bit of a priority step. He can't go behind the bed and actually look behind the bed because this part's not been done first. So he's doing it through them steps of what's going to be most vulnerable to him first. He is vulnerable here. If someone just popped themselves out of the bed at any point here and shoot him, obviously he's super vulnerable. But he can't go and check that bed, not until that's cleared. So that makes sense.
Nothing's there. So the closest thing I have to me is this dresser. It's a small space, but believe it or not, someone can hide behind that. So even though this is my focal point, my peripheral is still looking on the other side of the bed. So once I feel that this...
So that's a very vulnerable part right there. Very vulnerable part. Like, he's got to make a decision there to know that if someone pops up behind that bed, then he's not going to get his gun round in time to shoot them. But what he's doing is addressing the closest danger to him, isn't it?
It's clear. I can still see over here. I change positions and only expose what I need to, all right? The perpetrator was laying on the ground. Maybe he heard me. Maybe he's taking a nap.
It looks like he's taking a nap. Prone position.
But nonetheless, he's on the ground. He went for the gun. I shot him, okay? Realistically, if I'm positioned here, even though if I were to shoot someone, there's still good 20 degrees over here that hasn't been cleared. Do not leave that uncleared. This has happened before, so just...
Yeah, again, keeping it as everything that you can't see is a danger. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Ensure that you clear everything and do not overexpose yourself. All right, if you guys got any questions or have any comments, put them in the comment section. Have a great day and God bless.
Great video. And again, it's simple, right? It's certain simple things, and he obviously makes that look incredibly easy. I'm gonna look at some more of this guy's videos. Let me just pull them up. Very, very interesting. Definitely knows. Here's a video of him training a civilian in CQB. Does he have like review things as well, or is he just talking about? So he's just specifically talking about like tactics and stuff like that. Even knife stuff here, which is very interesting. Yeah, head over to his channel, give him a like. Really, really cool videos, informational videos, if that's your cup of tea. Really enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I thought that was a really interesting video, and especially I've addressed it so many times about one-man clearing and how dangerous it is. Like, it's just crazy dangerous. The more eyes, the better, isn't it? But yeah, great video. I'll leave a link down below. Let me know what you think. Check out Chug, 10% off. Link down below. Check out Morale, my new business, as well, down below. Other than that, let me know what you think. Give me recommendations on Discord in the comments, and until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.